Hey y'all, this V Peachy, the Uber lady. I just dropped off a passenger at the Greyhound station. I'm gonna have an early morning Uber, so I'm actually on my way home. But I wanted to touch on it's a video going around. It's actually getting pretty viral of an Uber lady like totally going off on this couple. I believe it's 3 people in the car because I think I hear a third voice in the video. But she's like totally going off. She telling the lady like, "What do you do?" She's like, I'm a housewife. She's like, "Yeah, why you sitting around baking cookies for your fucking husband?" Like she's flipping out. She's going off or whatever. So of course everybody has their feelings about how she should have handled it. Now, the thing is, you really can't see the video from the beginning. But what you do see is that they are pushing her because they're taping it. The video is coming from the back of the car, and they're recording, what's going on. So you could clearly see that they are constantly just pushing and talking, and just keep saying stuff. And I'm gonna call the police, and she's like, "I don't give a fuck about the police." Like, I guess they had already called the police because she was getting ready to put them out the car. And she like, the police said, the wife is like, "The police said you have to drop us off at this certain place." And she like, "No, the police suggested that. What he said was I had to drop you all off in a safe place." So a safe place would have been anywhere, what I'm saying, as long as it wasn't on the freeway, was a jig. So because I guess they were on the freeway or something, going somewhere. So my thing was, in her defense, I've been doing Uber. I'll be driving Uber for 3 years in August of this year. And I've been there where I've had people push me and keep talking and this and that. And I remember I told the lady, like, "Shut the fuck up before I put you out of my car." Like, and I meant it. Like, you feel me? So let me tell y'all my story. Okay, so I pick her up from Northfield, the casino out Northfield. What is that? I can't think of the name of it right now. Northfield Park, Northfield, whatever. It used to be like the dog track or something a long time ago. Anyway, right now they have like shows and there's restaurants out there, and it's just slots. It's like no tables like downtown. So I pick her up. So she takes a long time coming out the car. So I'm texting her like, "I'm here, I've arrived, blah blah blah." Plus, the Uber app gives the passenger or the rider a notification, like, the driver is going to arrive, and then when you're actually there, it gives you like another one telling you like, "Yes, I'm here." So she doesn't respond. So I was actually getting ready to pull off. She finally called me like I'm not a texter. Like, she literally called. I'm like, "Hello, this is the Uber driver." She doesn't even say hello. She like, "I'm not a texter. I'm like, "Hello, my name is Vitris. I'm the Uber driver. I've been waiting outside for whatever amount of minutes." And she like, "Oh, well, I'm not a texter. So I decided to call and this and that." So I promise you, just from her being rude at the beginning of the conversation, I could tell that the ride was going to be kind of rough. I could tell. So she gets in the car. Now wait, let me tell you. Before she gets in the car, she has a bag, a couple of bags. So she, I'm waiting. She finally comes outside. I'm waiting for her to get in the car. She's just standing outside the car. So now I'm puzzled. So I let the back window down, because she's standing by the back door, and I'm like, "Is there a problem? Why aren't you getting in the car?" "Oh, this bag needs to go in the trunk." So I was like, "Oh, I opened the trunk for you because I noticed you had a bag." "Oh, well, you need to do it." I'm like, oh my God, like she's nuts. So I'm like, "No, I can help you if you ask, but no, I don't need to do it." See, that's the reason why I use Uber Black and this and that. I said, I don't have an issue with helping you put the bag in the trunk, but you need to ask. It's not like I'm a woman just like you. I'm not a man. I don't pick up heavy luggage. That's not part of the for me, that's not part of the Uber experience. I've gotten a lot of 5s, and I've never put in anybody's bag in the trunk. Now, I've seen people with a lot of luggage, and I've got out to help them. You know, especially if they were like elderly people, or even some other women. Especially if they had like kids and stuff like that, I've helped them. But no one has ever told me I had to do. I need to do it. So I'm like, oh, she crazy. So I go ahead and get out, and as I'm picking up this bag that feel like it got 20 bowling bags in it, bowling balls in it, I can't pick it up. Like, I can't. So she's looking at me like she got an attitude. So I'm like, well, at this point, you need to help me pick up this bag. Like, because I can't do it. She's like, this is the reason why women shouldn't drive Uber and this and that. I always have luggage. I've never had this problem before. I said, well, it took me about 15 minutes to get here, and it took you about 10 minutes to get outside. So you can always just get another one. I'm like, in the time, because it was like pretty late, I'm like, considering the time of night it is, you probably won't get one for another 20 minutes. But that's totally up to you. I mean, it took me time to get you, so no, I'll just have to deal with it. I said, yes, you do. So we struggled getting the bag in the car. It was really, really heavy, like extremely heavy. So boom, we put the bag in the trunk. We're on our way. Okay, so she gets in the car. The first thing she says is, oh, the smell is overbearing. Because I had like the trees in there. So I might put about 3 of them in there at the same time. And I don't know what type they were. And she's like, this smell is just overbearing. I was like, I apologize for that, but I try to have a pleasant scent in my car. But I apologize for the scent. I'm like, you can crack the window a little bit if you like, or whatever, but I apologize for the scent. She like, you can always take them down. So I was like, well, if I take them down, they're still going to be inside the car, so you're still going to smell them. I'm like, but I guess I could take them down and maybe put them in, the drawer, or, my little middle console, something like that. So she was like, yes, that would be appreciated. So I go ahead, and you know how sometimes the strings get all stringed up. So I'm struggling trying to take them down, this and that. She literally hands me like a little pocket knife or something. So I'm like, okay, what is this for? Well, you can cut them down. And no, ma'am, I'm not getting ready to cut my trees down off of my mirror. Like, when I say this was the longest ride ever, so mind you, we on the freeway. Now, mind you, anytime you take the freeway from like southeast area, it's like a 25-minute ride, like to the airport. It's long as hell. So, okay, I mean, the whole time, she just talking shit. The whole time. Everything is bothering her. From the smell of my car, to the rugs in my car. Other people's car I've gotten in was very clean. Man, I keep my car not immaculate, not extremely clean, but my car is usually clean. And I'm talking about my floors are vacuumed, my rugs are nice, I don't have any stains on my seats, I don't have anything else in the car, no bags, no clothes, no shoes. My car is clean. So she's complaining about something. I think it might have even been like the door jamb when she got in the car. Like, how people might put their feet on the door jamb and the door jamb was dirty or something like that. So I'm sitting up here like, man, if this bitch don't shut the fuck up. Like, so now, boom. Now she has an iPhone. Now this was the last straw for this bitch. We're almost at the airport. And she had got kind of quiet. I run a Fortune 500 company, and I usually take Uber Blacks and blah 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 blah. She telling me all of this, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, you run you run a Fortune 500 company. Well, a lot of those people have personal drivers, or I've had people who I take them to the little personal airport like that the Cavs and the Browns players go to, that's like downtown. And they take like personal flights. They don't usually go to like Cleveland Hopkins Airport. They go to that other, I can't think of the name of it, but it's right in downtown Cleveland. It's like a personal flight type of spot. And I've like dropped people off there, and I've seen celebrities and different people there when I drop like people, I guess they're high-ranking, like official CEOs and stuff like that. And I've dropped them off there. I've seen them there. So I'm like, first of all, you can't be that important if you're going to the regular Cleveland Hopkins Airport. I don't even give a fuck if you're getting on first, first class, bitch. You still going to the regular ass airport, so you ain't shit. So anyway, she has an iPhone, and her iPhone is getting ready to go dead. Now at this time, I have an Android. I don't have an iPhone. I believe I didn't have the iPhone charger in my car. I don't know what happened to it. I usually have one, but at this time it wasn't in my car. So she's asking me like, where is your charger? And I was like, oh, well, I actually have an Android charger. I'm like, and I see you have an iPhone. What? Are you serious? You don't have an iPhone charger? I mean, this is just ridiculous. From the smell of this car, from you not wanting to pick my bag up. I mean, this is terrible. Blah, 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 blah. I'm definitely going to give you a 1. This and that. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, well, since you're giving me a 1, I guess I could tell you how I feel as well. Even with your 1, I really want to put you out of my car because you're rude. I'm like, every comment, I'm like, you've made comments about my race. You've made comments about my weight. You've made comments about basically everything horrible, terrible, rude, and fucked up to me since you've been in my car. I said, so because I don't have your charger, oh, this is just the most horrible ride ever, and my phone's about to go dead, and I just got a thing from the airport that her flight was delayed. I said, well, when you go into the airport, I'm sure they have a store where you can buy a charger, Miss CEO of a Fortune 500 company or whatever the fuck. And I'm like cussing and everything because I'm pissed off at this point. So she all like, oh my God, yes, I definitely will be giving you a 1. I don't have time for this, blah, 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 blah. So her phone, so she's doing the GPS with me. Now, usually, even though I know my way to the airport, I always do the GPS for time. Because I be wanting to, I want to time, when I'm going to be places. A couple minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. So we're coming up, and before you get to the actual airport entrance, I don't know if it's before or after, there is a exit called Grayton, Greyton, that's close to the airport exit. So she has her GPS on, and the GPS is telling her that's where we're supposed to get off at. So before we get to it, she like, yeah, you need to get off at the Grayton exit and this and that. I said, no, ma'am. I said, sometimes I'm like, you must be using Google Maps. Sometimes it does say that. I'm like, but that's not correct. I'm like, there's actually an airport exit that we need to get off at. Like, we're not Grayton. But if you take me, I'm this and that. I'm like, well, you already giving me a 1, so it don't matter. So then I started thinking like, well, I guess if she want to go that way, plus I'm going to make some more money if I just keep riding in circles because her dumb ass told me to go this way, so fuck it. So I get off on Grayton, like she tell me to. And of course, we've gone the wrong way. So now we done had to go all the way around and come back. Like the way Grayton takes you, a lot of times with Uber, it'll take you on the opposite side of something. Like, it took us basically, the airport is right here, and then there was like a wall or a fence or something, and it took us on the other side of the fence. So, this is where this wall takes you. So I told this dumb bitch, like, this is the wrong way. So of course we go this wrong way, and I just sit there like, okay, get out. She like, what? My phone is getting ready to go dead. I'm not getting out the car, blah, blah, blah. I said, no. You said take you to the Grayton exit, and then when it says we have arrived, this is where you're supposed to get out my motherfucking car at. So you about to get the fuck out. So she like, no, oh my God, this and that, what am I gonna do? This and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I wish I had my other cell phone. I'm about to call the police. Same shit, you about to call the police. I said, call police and do what? I'm an Uber driver and it's my motherfucking car. So the police can't tell me where I'm supposed to take you. This is my car. The fuck? I'm like, and I did what I was supposed to do. Remember? I did what the Uber driver, or the Uber passenger told me to do. You told me to get off on the exit of Grayton, and then when it says we have arrived, and this is where the fuck you supposed to get out at. I mean, I was so fucking mad at this lady at this point. So we get back in the car. She never gets out the car. She's like, I'm not getting out, blah, 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 blah. So at this point, I'm not really about to kick her out the car. But if the bitch wouldn't got out, I would have drove the fuck out. Would have drove the fuck off. So I'm mad as fuck. So she gets back in the car. I mean, she now she's quiet. I said, so are we going to take the correct exit from this point? Or are we still going to drive the wrong way? Well, my phone has went dead now, so I don't know anything that's going on. I don't know where we're going. This, and that. I said, well, we could have went to the... I'm like, you could have been at the airport 5 minutes ago, or maybe 10. But you wanted to sit here and argue with me about calling the police on me about where I'm going to take you in my car. Like, are you crazy? So we like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I ain't taking off. Mad you. Every minute she talking shit, I'm making more money, so I don't give a fuck. I'm just sitting there like, because if Uber looks at how it works, bitch, I took you where you wanted me to take you, flat out. And finally, I go ahead and back out of this big brick wall or fence or whatever it is. I back out and I proceed to take her to the airport. So it's probably like about another 10, 11 minutes to turn around because you got to go all the way up the street and go past a couple gas stations and a bunch of other shit. So as she see, like, it was like dark and kind of fucked up over there. So as she see that we're getting like towards lights and it was like a Circle K and like some other something that was open over there, she starts to talk shit like, oh yeah, I guess you thought you were just gonna put me out the car and this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking like, so I just told him, like, bitch, I still put you out my motherfucking car. I said, matter of fact, that's what the fuck we about to do. I'll pull over in that Circle K. I'm at the point, I don't know if y'all seen this recent video where the dude, like, snatches this lady out the car. This is what I was about to do to this bitch. And she was real lightweight. Bitch probably was about 100 pounds soaking wet. Man, I was mad as fuck. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. I'm like, this must be a test. Like, I'm like, if I put my hands on this lady, I'm definitely gonna catch a case. Cause I'm like, she probably gonna try to put up a fight, probably like spit or something or scratch me or some dumbass shit, and I'm really gonna have to literally pull her out the car. Like, so I pull up to the gas station. I said, look, this is your last chance to shut the fuck up. I've asked you a couple of times to be quiet. Don't say another motherfucking word. I'm like, and I put this, and I mind you, my mother is deceased. So you know how it is with black people. If I put it on my mama, bitch, it's gonna happen for real. And I told her, like, listen, if you don't shut the fuck up and ride to this airport, I'm gonna ride back to that little cut or wherever the fuck we was at, and I'm gonna pull you the fuck out my car. It's not gonna be you gonna step your foot out and get out on your own. Bitch, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna come around the car and I'm gonna pull you out my fucking car. I don't give a fuck about calling the police. Call the police once you get a motherfucker some power to that motherfucking phone, bitch. Like, real shit. So now she's looking at me shocked. That bitch ain't say another motherfucking word. We got to that airport. It was time to take her bags out the trunk, of course. So we get ready. She gets out the car and she was like, I need to go in the airport so I can ask someone to help me with my bags. I said, that's fine. Because I sure the fuck wasn't getting out no more. So she goes in the airport. She finds somebody. And it wasn't even like somebody who worked for the airport. It was like just some guy or something. So the guy is like, oh, you're an Uber driver? Okay, this and that. I didn't really know how it works. Blah, blah, blah. We kind of having a conversation. And she like, this is on my dime. I asked you to help me get... now she start hollering at the bed. I asked you to get my bag out the car. You're talking to this woman. Help me with my bags. I don't know. Man, I mean, she like flipping on this man. So I'm thinking like, I said, my nigga. Because it was a black dude. I'm like, my nigga. I said, she talking to you like that and she just asked you to do something for her. Imagine what I just went through. Right. So you know what he did? Turned around and walked away. I was cracking up. I'm like, so how you gonna get your bag out the car now? Like, so she goes back in there, bag. I got the thing running the whole time. She goes back in the airport. Not a police that was like, that stand there like I'm sitting there too long or whatever. Because they seen how she got out, came back, all this bullshit. So he walks up to the car. He was like, is it a problem? This and that. Blah, By this time, she's still inside the airport trying to find somebody to help her with her bag. So, I was like, no, the issue is, you know, she's my Uber passenger, and she had the nerve. I'm like, we had a really rough ride. I was getting ready to kick her out my car. I'm like, when she got here, she has a really, really, really heavy bag, like extremely heavy. I'm like, and I can't carry it. I can't pick it up. Like, me and her together could barely pick the bag up. I'm like, so she's in the airport. I'm like, she found one person to do it. And when he got out, he found out I was an Uber driver, and he was talking to me. And she flipped out on him and started hollering and screaming and, you know, going all off on him. So he walked away. He said he wasn't going to help her. So now she's looking for somewhere else. He was like, well, where's the bag? I'm like, in my trunk. Boom. So I popped the trunk. Now, as the police officer, fully uniformed police officer, is pulling the bag out of the trunk, she comes out screaming and hollering like somebody's stealing her shit. Like I'm letting somebody steal her shit. What the hell is going on? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, this bitch don't shut the fuck up. So now I'm like, man, oh my God. I'm like, man. So the guy told the police officer, he's like, ma'am, you know, the Uber driver explained to me that, you know, the bag is really heavy and I was getting it for you, you know. And she was like, it's just been so rough. My phone is dead. She wouldn't charge my phone. I think I'm going to pull up charges on her. I really wanted to call the authorities every single time. She told me to shut the fuck up. She told me she was going to pull me out of her car. Oh my God, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm looking like, bitch. Oh, I was mad as fuck. Now I'm mad all over again. So the officer, he kind of lightweight, like smiling, like, yeah. And I'm like, so I looked at him, I was like, drama queen. Like, flat out. I'm like, but I did tell her to shut the fuck up. I did tell her I was going to put her out my car. I'm like, because she just kept demanding and talking shit. So, yeah, I told her that. So, he was like, well, you know, the ride is over. You know, you can go ahead, get out. You know, I mean, I got your bag. You can go ahead, go in the airport. This, and that. So, she was like, let me check and see if I left anything in the back of the car. Hey, bitch, you know good and well you ain't leave nothing in the back of this fucking car. So, she proceeds to she's in the back, like the only thing she had with her was that big bag. She didn't have anything else with her other than that phone. So she's all in the back seat, crouching down. I mean, like, wasting time. Like, man, like I said, I got the thing running, so I don't give a fuck. You can waste as much time as you want. So finally, like, this was her last words to me. She was like, you listen here, young lady. She's like, I know that this may not be your only job, but you have to understand that if you want to respond to people, you have to give them good service and blah 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 blah. So basically, I had to tell her, like, well, you have to understand that if you want to people to treat you nice, that you have to respect them, and you have to understand, excuse me, that I'm not your child. I don't work for you. I mean, if anybody, I work for Uber. And I give you a ride in my vehicle. So you're not going to tell me what I need to do, what I have to do, or none of that. I'm like, if you get in other people's vehicles like this, then it's the wrong thing. I can give a fuck about you giving me a 1. I can give a fuck about any of that. Like, period, point blank. So I said my piece, she said hers. She slams my door and goes, you know, and she goes into the airport. So basically, I just tell that story to say this, like, it is people that will get in your car and will act like you fucking driving Miss Daisy, like you work for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've told plenty of people that. Like, when they get to talking kind of stupid and everything, bitch, I work for Uber. You know, if it's actually, I work for myself because you're a contractor. You know how they want to put it. But bitch, if anybody, I work for Uber. I don't work for Jane Doe. You know what I'm saying? So I've told people, either you gonna shut the fuck up, I'm gonna put you out my car, or even if I said it nicer, like, you need to be quiet so we can have a smooth ride, and when the ride is over, then you can get out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I've actually put people out of my car. I've this big drunk man down in the flats in downtown Cleveland in the flats, and this fucking lady, I put her out my car. So you know, I've had those situations, but the shit is rough. Like, people just assume, like, the shit is just easy and everybody, like, that's the worst that I've ever had to do, was put him out my car. Not because he was, like, threatening me or anything like that, but he was really, really drunk, and he was acting really dumb, and I just wasn't with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, either you gon' shut the fuck up, or you gonna get out my car. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's your only defense mechanism. You can't put your hands on none of them unless they put their hands on you. But a bitch come in this car, or nigga come in this car acting crazy, I got something for him. But, you know, sometimes it don't have to go that far. It's just, get the fuck out my car. Like, flat out. Like, we gonna start it and end it right there. We're not even gonna take this any further. That's why, like, I hate getting on freeways with people who talk shit. Because, of course, it's harder to put somebody out on the freeway. And every minute is excruciating when somebody's in your car that you don't want in there. Flat out. But yeah, I ain't trying to run nobody away from doing Uber, but just keep in mind, people act really, really stupid. Like, a lot. What the fuck are you doing? People act really, really stupid a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they just really act like you supposed to just... I really wouldn't say you don't have to cater to them. And no, I ain't even gonna say that. You don't even have to cater to people. But being nice and being courteous and things like that is wonderful. That's what I do for most people. Most people, I'm very entertaining. I talk to people. I'm nice to people. They always have a pleasant ride. We laugh. We joke. We have a good time, you know. And then sometimes you have those people that are bitches. Like, that just get in your car, talk shit. Or men that get in the car and talk shit as soon as they get in. The one lady gonna tell me, oh, what kind of car is this? It's a Toyota. Oh, okay. I thought this might have been like a Kia or something like that. This and that. I'm mad at you. She said she don't like Kias. I'm keep it real. I don't like Kias either. So I was just like, oh no, this is a Toyota. She's like, it's roomy and this and that. So at first it started off kind of nice as a compliment. Then she went to saying, so how much is your car? No, like $600, this and that. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, it's not $600. Oh, well, it's probably something close to it because, you know, most young black girls have bad credit. You guys want to ride around in cars that you can't afford. I mean, just start going in. I'm thinking like, bitch, what? Like, and then it just went left after that. I told her shut the fuck up, so I put her out my car. Like, I've actually had to go there with people. Like, when you like, you know what? This ain't had nothing to do with the ride. We can just be quiet. I can get you where you're going, and then you can get out. Period. And then they still want to talk shit like, fuck what you saying, I'm gonna keep talking. No, bitch, you gonna shut the fuck up or I'm gonna put you out right here. Like, the next stop sign or the next red light or the next corner, I'm gonna put you the fuck out my car. Now, which one you want? You want to get to where you going and have to order another Uber in between, or you want to shut the fuck up now and then I can take you where you going? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm at this farmer's market about to give me some oranges and lemons and some other fruit. But thank y'all for listening. This is my longest video. Yeah. But my point of the video was just to tell you, like, as an Uber driver, I get it. I understand the anger. I understand the frustration. A lot of these people, they will talk shit. They will tell you what you gonna do. They will tell you what you not gonna do. They gonna compare you to other people. And a lot of that shit I do let just roll over my back. Like, bitch, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then you got the people that won't give up. That just keep talking and keep telling you shit and keep trying to do this and that. And sometimes, you know, even that everybody's human. You know what I'm saying? So, when it got to that point, like I said, when we got to that iPhone charger and she gonna tell me what I'm gonna do and this and that and what she gonna do to me and blah, blah. I was just so pissed off. Like, mind you, maybe if it would have started there, I probably would have been able to just kind of get over it. But bitch, you been talking shit since before you got in the car. And I just was at my breaking point. I couldn't take it no more. Like, bitch, fuck you and Uber and everything else. Like, the fuck, well, not Uber, but and your bag with the bowling balls in it, all of that. But yeah, let me go in this farmer's market. Thank y'all for listening. See you next time. Bye.